because you gotta make sure you breathing first before you're trying to help somebody. How you over here trying to help somebody? You can't do that. She been lying. So what you gonna do now, girl? She gonna run? Nope. She been drinking all summer, and Liv just love defeat. Ain't even want her daughter playing football. Think she gonna get hurt or something. She alright. Broken. I said, girl, he's gonna be there. Don't worry. Y'all just gotta do you. Each do you. Hey guys, it's Kaya. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be recapping and reviewing All Americans episode Testify. Let's get into it. Okay, so they gave us like a good little continuation in the beginning of this episode with this car accident. So she hit the car. She's telling Spencer, oh, you gotta switch with me. I'm not gonna pass the sobriety test. And he's thinking like, you've been drinking this whole time? You're drunk? So they get out the car, right? This is what gets me. Y'all see when the cop is coming around the corner and it's pulling up to Liv's car, and all of a sudden, not only is there another car that's now parked next to Liv's car, which did not turn the corner with that cop car, but now her trunk is open. How it got open? And we can clearly see that Spencer is waging a war with his thoughts, because yes, he loves her. Yes, she just told you she feels the same exact way. Yeah, you know, she done went through rehab before, and you're finding out now that she's been drinking tonight. But then at the same time, there's so much at stake here for you, and she wants you to take the blame for it, which in that moment she's not really thinking about what it could cost him. She's worried about what it could mean for her having to go back to rehab, her parents finding out, basically everyone finding out, and it's a secret that she's been holding on to this whole time. So no, she's not thinking about Spencer, and he's not really paying too much attention in this moment as to her not caring about how this could affect him, but he's more so looking at it as, why would you want me to take the blame for it when you're the one who got us in this situation to begin with? But because of how he feels for her, he's thinking about it. But they've now been saved because the cops then found out that this car is registered to Mama Baker. But there's still a much needed conversation that they need to have, because he has things he needs to get off his chest, and she definitely has some explaining to do. So it's coming. So they get back to the Baker household with Mama Laura, and she goes off to call the insurance company. Go find out about that car. Get it fixed. And now it's just Liv and Spencer. And this conversation is basically her not only trying to feed him lies, but basically trying to believe her own lies, because she thinks she has it under control. And she's telling him, it's only a couple of sips that I've had. It's nothing serious. Why worry? Her parents basically over something that is a one-time thing. And there were just different things that played into why she took this drink, including her being nervous about telling him how she felt about him. AKA, just the thought of this relationship with you and me putting my feelings out there is driving me to drink. Girl, no. Don't be starting your relationship with no lies like this. So he's looking at her a little sus, but you know Spencer, he in love right now. So he over here, he's taking it. He's taking it all in, and he's believing it too. And then she goes and she tells him, I just want to make sure that my feelings are clear. Which, okay, we know they're clear, you know. You got a good head on your shoulders. You do truly love him. You've loved him this whole time, girl. And I like that she was reassuring him that despite what just transpired earlier in the night, those feelings that she feels for him are genuine. Alcohol had nothing to do with it. This is how I feel. You're going to take it. You're going to accept it. I'm going to prove to you that I love you, boy. And she kisses her man. And that's it. And if he had just taken her word just like that and put no other thought into it, I would have been like, Spencer, come on. We thought you really knew this girl. And turns out, y'all, we see he was doing some math later. Coop and Layla, y'all. I love this friendship right here. So apparently Coop has to convince her moms that she can do this music thing full time and that she doesn't need. So Layla, good head on her shoulders. She's more worried about making an entire album. Coop is more fixated on just one song, I guess, for her to bring to her mom and showcase to her that this is the type of thing that I am working on and this is what I am producing, to make something of myself basically, and to get her mom on board with where she wants to go in her life, yada yada. No shade against her. She can make it work. Go ahead, Coop, go for it. Especially with Layla on board and helping her out. it could be a great thing, you know? And at the same time, we see that Layla is continuing with her therapy sessions, which she needs these, y'all. Everything that's been going on, Crenshaw, Beverly, it's so much drama. All these people, they all need therapy. So just the simple fact that she is seeing someone continuously to try and work through her demons, work through her issues, her problems, just life in general, and to talk things out. I feel like this is going to be something that's very beneficial for her going forward with her relationships, because at whichever point in time her and Liv do decide to get back in each other's lives and build back up that friendship, I mean, she could use some help in the friendship area. She's not too good at that, you know, being a genuine friend. So let her go, talk through it with someone, and work through those issues that she has in her personal life, so that way she can be a great friend when that time comes. My man Spence made me so happy in this next scene though, because my man was over there lifting those weights and he was thinking back and he called her up. And why? He recognized that same blue water bottle that homegirl dumped out when they were over there with the cop. Had it all summer. All them flashbacks he was having. He was like, you lied to me. Yes, she lied to you. And told you that was the one and only time when she was driving with you in that car that she was drinking. But nope. Girl was drinking that whole time. And now he see. So he's telling her, you better tell your parents. You better come clean. And y'all see her trying to manipulate him too? I was like, dag, Liv, relationship barely started. Y'all not even nowhere in this relationship yet. You just confessed. But you can't even enjoy it because of everything that's going on right now. Things that were brought into the relationship are keeping you guys apart right now. And it's a huge conflict. So you can't even focus on those feelings that you have for each other, because he's trying to make sure you're okay. You're trying to convince yourself that you're okay. No. So he's telling her, you have until this dinner tonight to tell your parents to come clean. She's really out here telling him, you want to see me go back to rehab? I said, she's really playing the guilt card, because it's going to ruin my family. That's what's going to happen. It's going to ruin the family. No, you not telling them and something happening to you because of what you're doing right now, that's going to ruin your family even more than your family already got a lot of things going on. But that's going to make it even worse. So the simple fact that she's over here trying to play the guilt card on him and manipulate him into keeping this under wraps and not letting anyone know. But he ain't having that. You got until tonight, girl. Come clean. So not only does Crenshaw need a new kicker, but Billy also informed Spencer that the coach at UCLA has now resigned, which means he now has 0 prospects. So homeboy, where he gonna go? So we see Liv and Asher, and we see that she's struggling with the alcohol being in her locker. But once she starts having a conversation with Asher, it's a little bit of a distraction for her. Not in a good way though, because this conversation is awkward and he doesn't really know how to be around her, as we can see. So he's just trying to get out of there. And she's just struggling with everything that she's going through right now. And it's all over her face and her body language. And then Simone and Jordan, which, like I told y'all, Jordan in the beginning of this season, he was getting me upset. But Jordan right now, he needs to stay like this. But this boy is over here talking about coming out at this dinner tonight with their marriage. And I'm just looking like, I don't know what kind of parents he think he has, that they would be okay with their teenage son not only forging their signature, but you're married in high school. So, and no one knew. We weren't even invited. Your sister knew. And you got married in Vegas. So a whole nother state. And you think they're just going to take it? Well, I'm pretty sure he knows they're not just going to be like, oh my gosh, congratulations, you guys, why didn't you invite us? But he really is thinking that this conversation is going to go well. Simone is just like, nope, X the plan. No, this is not on the agenda for tonight. And apparently she sees no night in the near future that this is going to be on the agenda, which I'm with her. Let it ride out as long as you can, Jordan, because once it's out there, it's about to be over for you too. But yeah, he wants to put it out there. I guess he wants everyone to know how in love he is with his wife. I love him and Simone's relationship because it seems fun and fresh, and out of everyone right now who has some sort of relationship going on, I mean, they're the most steady right now, and they're married, so they got a lot going for them right now. They seem happy, genuinely happy, and that they just love being in each other's presence. There doesn't seem to be much conflict going on in their relationship, except, you know, the little bickering that they had going on at the cabin because they didn't feel they truly knew each other, yada yada. But apart from that, they genuinely seem that they're in a good place. We also learned from the conversation between Jordan and Asher that Asher did not get the update about these plays. So in my head, I was like, is mama being shady because you don't let it slip up about you and little Nessa? Turns out she helping homie because she cares about his future. Okay, new girl, Nani. I love her. Her personality is everything. Had the boys over there trying to shade her on the field until she came through. When her mom turned out to be Denise, I was like, this lady about to be at every game, every practice, every fitting. Because she thirsty for Billy. Like he don't got a whole family waiting. Talking about, I hear you're newly single. Miss? They've been separated for a while now, so I don't know where you been at. But Mama Laura is still in the picture. And she ain't even want her daughter playing football. Think she gonna get hurt or something. She alright. And it was at this dinner that everything went downhill. So they're all at family dinner. You know, they're kiki and ha ha ha. But Spence and Liv are over here giving their little eyes to each other because of their situation. Things are off and he's waiting for her to speak up. Dinner's almost over, girl. So he's about to let them know what's been going on. And she throws it out there. I had a drink. But she's slick with it, y'all. She did not tell them that this drink was leading up to this car accident or that it's been more than one drink. And then also sat here and lied, talking about she's working through it with her sponsor who has been MIA for who knows how long. Oh, and we also have Jordan who was trying to put it out there about their marriage at dinner to speak up. And someone was like, sir, you tried it. And so Spence is sitting here and he's not feeling it because, girl, you're not telling him the whole truth. And Mama Laura sees it because she knew from the get-go. She felt something. So she's like, Spencer, is that it? He can't lie to Mama Laura. She opened her doors to him when he needed a place to stay so he could attend Beverly. So he let it spill out. Nope, she been drinking all summer. And Liv just loved defeat. And when he said she was drinking last night with the car accident, and now they know she was drinking and it was her who got them in that car accident. They said, what? How you come back from that? Fast-paced walked off because man done ruined family dinner. She was like, thanks. This is what she was trying to avoid, y'all. But somebody had to tell him. And we saw it wasn't going to be her. Poor Liv, though. I feel so bad for her because her emotions are all over the place. And it was hard enough the guy you love finding out about this because you had to tell him, and the main thing you didn't want was for your family to find out, and now it's come out at this dinner and you have your parents downstairs full on arguing about what to do now moving forward and how to help you. And I like the fact that Jordan was reassuring Spencer that he did the right thing by telling them what was going on with her. At the same time, she's trying to get in contact with her sponsor who she hasn't been able to connect with for months. And had this chick picked up a long time ago, it might not have gotten to this point. Because y'all remember she tried calling her before she took the first sip and she ain't pick up. So she said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. One time for the one time. And she couldn't let it go after that, which is how we got to this point here. And her main thing is she doesn't want to go back to rehab because she's worked so hard to build her life following the last time she was in, and to build these relationships, these friendships that she's come to have, this life that she's come to build for herself outside of that. So to have all of that stripped away and to have to go back to this secluded place and to face your problems head on, she's terrified. And I like the fact that Jordan was over there trying to comfort his sister, you know? Girl, I'm here for you. But she's still not hearing it. She don't know what to do. And the next morning when Liv comes downstairs and this girl, she's just lying left and right. I'm just like, girl, she's telling them, My sponsor's helping me work through it. It's not an addiction. They give her until the end of the day when they pick Liv up from school, because they're dropping her off and they're picking her up. She ain't got no car. Ain't gotta watch her. Tell her that they want to meet with the sponsor after she gets home from school so that way they can come up with a plan for her. She was like, why can't you guys just trust me? Billy was like, trust? I'm like, trust, Liv? This is not the time or place. Not only were you drinking when you were driving, but you've been drinking all summer. How they gonna trust you right now? She been lying. So what you gonna do now, girl? She gonna run. Asher used to get me so upset. But now every time I see his dad in the scene, it just reminds me, I'm like, it's not his fault. It's this man's fault. Because, sir, this is your son. Just be happy, one, that he's able to play football again, and two, that he has something going for himself. He always has something to complain about. Like, you're that unhappy because, what, you can't play football? I was okay with Coop until this scene with her and Mama Grace, where she's basically trying to get her to do her dirty work for her and convince her mom to let her drop out of school and pursue music. Girl, that's a conversation you need to have for yourself, because that's the reason why you were working on the song in the first place, so that way you can have something to show her what you're able to give and what it is that you want to do, what your dream is, everything. Showcase your talent to your mom. Show her this is what you truly want. I'm on board for that. But when you sit here, you try to loop in Mama Grace, don't be sitting here coming to her for favors when you don't even want to have anything to do with her son. That's mad shady. We learned that her mom once wanted to be an Alvin Ailey dancer, and she gave it up for family education and everything. So you know that there's going to be a pull there where she's going to be pushing you to continue with your education. And Coop knows this, which is why she's trying to get the help. But you should have been prepared for this on your own. Fight your own battles, girl. That's how Spencer got shot in the first place. And now you're trying to get his mama involved? What got me was the way Layla was coming at Liv in the scene. I'm surprised Liv was going to her first, but it's only because of what she's going through right now. She was about to apologize for how she was talking to her the other day, like it was the alcohol or something. Girl, no, that was not the alcohol. You said everything you needed to say, and it should have been said. And Layla, okay, she doesn't know right now what Liv is going through, but it's just a simple fact that you see how she looks in this moment. When have you ever seen her really look like this, unless there was a problem going on? And it's just because she's so hurt right now as well that she's not truly seeing that something is off with Liv, and Liv is trying to talk to her, but because she's still so hurt, she's treating her like this. Girl, weren't you just at therapy this morning before school? What were y'all working on up in there? Dad, Layla, she's just trying. And you ain't even trying to give her no leeway. And then she gave her the pen back. I say, yeah, Liv, give it back, because she don't care. And you need someone who cares right now, because you going through it. And Leslie's still not picking up, so she calls her, and she's hurt by it, so she telling her off. But then she decides, you know what? I'm going to go looking for you, girl, because there's a lot going on up in my life right now, and I need some help. What kind of sponsor are you? And she threw the bottle out, y'all. I said, oh, snap. Just her throwing the bottle out was a lot for me, because she wants the help. She's trying to get better, and she's trying to take the steps, and she feels once she locates this sponsor, that will help her, because right now she's not strong enough to do it on her own. And the simple fact that she took that step to throw the bottle in the trash and it still had liquid up in there, that took a lot of strength. And I give her credit for that, because we see that's been her crutch this whole summer, was her water bottle. So she wants to try to get better, because not only does she want her relationship with Spencer, she also wants her family not to be affected by something that she's done. But Billy trying to turn this around on Spencer as if he was keeping this a secret the entire time and he's just now letting them know. Why? Because you went to lunch with Liv and nothing stood out to you. Mama Laura mentioned something about her using not alcohol, but in general, and you brushed it off. We know our daughter, we trust her. We're building that trust back up. You're not in the house right now, so that family dynamic isn't as strong as it once was. And so you're taking it out on him when He's the reason you're even aware of the situation to begin with, because Liv sure enough wasn't going to say anything, and you're trying to put it on him? Sir, no. There's enough going on in his life already. He ain't trying to keep no more secrets. Now homegirl lived and stole Jordan's keys and everybody on the hunt for her. They need to just let her be for a little while, because she's not only embarrassed, but she's afraid and confused of everything that she's going through right now, and the way that everyone's coming at her like, Liv, you need help. Liv, where are you? What are you doing? You need to come home right now. Can you chill? That's no way to come at the girl, especially with everything that she has previously gone through, and you know how she is. Don't you think you want to be a little more sensitive to the situation? Grace sat there and barked on Spencer, and all he wanted to do was go help them find little Liv. And she was telling him, how you gonna sit here and think of actually taking the blame for this girl for something that she did, and the simple fact that she didn't even care enough about you to suggest that you take the fall for her? And he's thinking about it too. He's like, wait, I see what she mean here. But that doesn't change the fact that she's missing. She was like, no, you stay here. Leftovers in the fridge. I'm going to go look for her. And I mean, it's probably for the best, because he needs to think. Liv did put him out there, and, you know, she was thinking about herself. In that moment, she wasn't thinking about him. And she just, well, she was thinking about him, but she thought about him in a way of, I could use him to take the fall for me in the situation, because I can't go down for it. But it wasn't in a truly negative place. She just wasn't thinking about his feelings and what the repercussions would be for him in the situation. She didn't think anything truly harmful would come from it, because he wasn't the one drinking. So he wouldn't go down for that, at least. It's just a parked car that was hit. But Mama Laura is making him realize she didn't care if something could happen to you in that moment. And that's what she's trying to make him see, is you don't see that she wasn't thinking about you and what could happen to you, your future, you in this moment, and that she did something that was stupid and reckless and could have gotten both of you hurt had it gone completely different. And I feel like that's what he's starting to realize. So when she left him home, that's what he was contemplating. Now Liv is on the move, and she's dodging everyone's calls, but ends up talking to Jordan, and basically to reassure him that, you know, things are good right now. She's trying to figure things out for the most part, but they're all still freaking out, and Jordan was not helping in this moment. But he's still cool. I'll see Simone over there being a good wife, and she's there for her man in his time of need with his family, while his sister is out there somewhere supporting him. I say yes, girl, while the parents are away. You be there for your man. And then Asher's there, and I love how Jordan is really stepping into the captain role, and he's seeing what Asher truly wants. Yes, that's what other people want for you, but what do you want for yourself? I said, Jordan, you're really growing out here. So Spencer goes to see Dr. Spears, and he's basically telling him how he feels that everything that's going on right now is his fault. With Olivia, life in general, he's stressed out. And Dr. Spears is telling him, all this time you've been putting your time and energy into Coop, Olivia, and your community, but what do you have for yourself? When he said, self-care is not selfish, I said, those are some wise words. He said, there's a reason why they tell us to put our oxygen masks on first before we help others. Because you gotta make sure you breathing first before you're trying to help somebody. How you over here trying to help somebody? You can't do that. So right now, Spencer has to make a lot of choices and figure things out that will help him reach that level of happiness for himself. Because a lot of everything he has done leading up until this point has been for other people. And what does he have to show for? He's in his senior year, and the relationship he thought he was fully committed to, no more. This newfound relationship that was so close to beginning with the girl that he is in love with is on a pause right now because she's going through a serious situation. You're still struggling personally with your arm and football, and you don't know what your life is going to look like following the end of your senior year, because the one college you had as a prospect has now slipped away, and you have to rethink everything to try to figure out what are you going to do that's going to help you get to where you want to be in life. And he doesn't have that figured out right now, and that's a lot of things he has to question because he has no idea what his life is going to look like following the end of his senior year. It's a scary situation because everything is basically up in the air for you. You don't know where to go from here, and you've dedicated so much of your time to other people, other things, that now you have to see what it is that you're going to do for yourself to get yourself where you need to be, because everyone else that you've been trying to help are well on their way. Coop is pursuing her music. Your community is on the come up. And Liv, now that you've let everyone know what her situation is, look, they're going to help her get the help that she needs. And now you're left here trying to figure everything out for yourself. And none of those people or those things are around to help you figure that out for yourself because they're dealing with their own stuff that you were helping them deal with. Y'all, she was drinking out the trash. I said, listen, Leslie wasn't picking up. She's on the run from her family and everyone because she's afraid. She doesn't want to face them. It's pressure, it's fear, it's this overwhelming sense of unknown for her. So she did the only thing she knew how to do, which was go find a drink and sip it down to try to calm her nerves and everything else that's going on in her mind. Was it the right choice? No. Did it help her in that moment? Yes. Is she struggling after that moment is faded? Indeed. But he found Leslie. Girl done got locked up, y'all. Done fell off the wagon. But she was giving some good advice. She said, girl, you have a family who cares about you. And they're actually trying. So don't fight against it. Lean in towards that and get the help that you need. And they'll be there for you. And poor Liv was taking it. She was listening. That's all she needed. She just needed someone who understood what her situation was. And to see someone who has been in her situation and to see how far they've fallen. And now where she is, she's locked up. She doesn't want to be like that. This isn't what she wants for her life. So to see something like that and to have her give her those words of encouragement to go back to her family and to accept the help because she's able to receive it. Whereas Leslie, homegirl's out here on her own. But Liv's going to listen to that because ultimately family is what's most important to her, and she wants her family to be together, and her running away isn't helping that. So go get that help. This girl Denise over here trying to chat about her daughter while Billy's trying to find Liv until he lets her know, listen, my daughter's missing. I'm trying to find her. But then she gave some solid advice. She was like, did you call her and let her know it's okay to come home? Because y'all know how y'all seen how Billy was talking to Spencer. He's probably talking to Liv like that in the voicemails too. Where you at? You need to get home. You need help. Your mother and I only want what's best for you. No. Leave her a calm message and let her know that you're going to love her unconditionally, that you're going to be there to support her, and that it's okay for her to come back so you guys can figure it out together. And your first choice isn't just going to be to send her away. Because that's what it is. She ain't trying to go nowhere. Layla trying to show some sympathy now for Liv with Coop after you were shading homegirl earlier in school when she was trying to talk to you. Talking about, oh, she was going through it. I just brushed her off. Yes, you did brush her off, girl. That's not okay. And she's talking about Liv knows deep down you'll be there for her. No, she does not. Especially not after that last conversation y'all had where that whole argument took place. Because many things were laid out there. When she saw you earlier, you made it seem like you wanted nothing to do with her. So right now, she probably doesn't even know if there's anything between the two of you right now. Because she tried to come to you in her time of need, Layla. You weren't even there for homegirl. And this girl, Coop, talking about getting her GED in a month. And that'll be her way of getting her mom to agree to her pursuing her music and everything. I mean, listen. Good luck. It was someone else's suggestion. But it's about time Billy starts doing what he's supposed to be doing, because he be acting up, man. But that message that he left Liv telling her to come home, his baby girl, I said, look, Liv, daddy calling you. He said you could come. When I saw that hand come up for that knock on that door, I said, that's Spencer's door and that's Liv's hand. And sure enough, she went to go see her man. Have y'all noticed that ever since their feelings have come out about each other, that the deeper conversations that they've now had seem to be a little harder for Liv to express herself? Like when they were in the car and he tells her basically, just say what it is you want to say, Liv. And she ultimately tells him that she's in love with him. And now when she comes into the house after being away and she tells him, one of the first things you learn in NA is to always ask for what you need. But even that is hard for her to get out because she doesn't know how to talk to him right now in this moment. And he's telling her, just, what is it? Say what you need to say. And she wants to go home. This scene hurt me though. All right, let's break it down. She wants Spencer to go with her because she doesn't feel like she can face her family on her own. She doesn't know what her next step is going to be. Everything is so unclear for her at this moment in time. She feels she can't go home by herself because of what she's put her family through. I mean, it's been a day, but because of everything that they've gone through with her previous situation when she did have her drug problem in the past, she went to rehab in the past. So now for them to be going through this again and to try to help her find a way to deal with that, that's what she's referring to, is this is now something that has to be added on to everything her family already has going on. She knows Jordan is secretly married. She knows that her mom and her dad, they're separated. This family dynamic, they're still working through everything like that. So this is just something that she feels is an unnecessary issue that she's adding on to their plate. And she needs that support because, as we've established, Spencer, he's a great support system. She knows that he would be a great shoulder to lean on during this time when she is returning back home to her family. He doesn't want anything to do with that because he's trying to figure things out for himself. To help her in her situation right now, he's already brought it to her family's attention. He's done everything he needs to do. So for him to just be doing more, that's making him hurt even more because he loves her. He hasn't fallen out of love with her just as easy as that. It's not that easy. So he still loves her wholeheartedly, which is why he's feeling so much pain in this moment and why he's telling her in this moment, how could you sit there and suggest that I take the fall for you? How could you even put me in a situation to where you had me make a choice? Granted, he didn't have to ultimately make that choice, but it came close to him having to do so. And she realizes, she knows she hurt him. And I feel like in this moment is when she actually realized it as he voiced it to her. This is someone you love. And at first she was hurt because she's saying, okay, I'm switching really quickly here. Did y'all see how quickly she, from crying about, I want to go home, and she said, but you say you love me. She switched up so quick. She was sobbing 1 minute. I said, oh, she's tight now because you said no. She's surprised you said no. But yeah, she's surprised for a minute there because he doesn't want to go with her. And she's seeing it as, okay, but do you truly love me then? Because you're telling me no in this moment. But she doesn't understand that he's saying no for himself. He's not saying no because he doesn't love you. He's saying no because he does love you, and loving you has already gotten him to this point here, having to possibly take the fall for something that you did. And you could have ultimately been hurt as well because of what you've been doing this entire time. And he's just trying to help you. And now he has gotten some help for you. He needs to focus on himself. And that's also what she's beginning to realize in this scene, is what she's done to him and how she's kind of tainted their relationship in a way with what she's done and the secrets that she's held on to this entire time. And now it's going to be a lot to build back up that trust between the two of them because they both have things to work on. She has to work on getting herself back healthy, and he has to work on himself and loving himself and treating himself how he treats others, basically. When he said, are you going to be okay? And she was like, I have people waiting for me to come back, and I know it's my fault that you're not still one of them. I said, my heart broken. I said, girl, he's gonna be there. Don't worry. Y'all just gotta do you. Each do you. And then come together. But you need time because right now there's so much going on. There's so much that is trying to pull and keep you guys apart, but you're not ready right now. Don't worry, that love isn't going away. It's too soon. It's been like a day. It couldn't have gone away that quick. You're in love with each other. We know this. He's still there, but he gotta do him. He gotta worry about him, and you gotta go get things under control, you know, and he knows that. But don't worry, he gonna be here. Liv comes home, and while Spencer is with his mom and he's sulking because of everything he's been through the last few days, we see that the Baker family is actually taking steps to help Liv with her situation, and they're all going to be going to meetings as a family as well. So I mean, things are looking up for her, so we'll see where it goes from here. This little happy family coming together moment for them though might be short-lived, because we see this boy Jordan ends up in the hospital next week, and I am hoping that this is when they find out about him and Simone. I mean, I wish it would last a little bit longer, but I won't be mad if it happens next week, because it's going to make for some great television. I know it's going to have to do with his concussions, because that boy been covering them up and nobody been knowing. But they about to find out. I told y'all, all I want is for that whole doctor scene of Jordan in the hospital. Let the nurse come in, asking for Mrs. Baker. And Mrs. Baker and Simone both turn. That's all I want. So they can find out just like that with the Mrs. Baker. It looks like Coop and Key are going to be coming together to work on something for the community. Stop the profiling. Jay, he about to have Ash up against the lockers because he finding out that old boy got some feels for little Nessa, which we all saw coming. So, he gonna have to find somebody else. We see that the resource that made the newspaper, because we know he ain't been performing how he should be, so he's struggling. And this is not going to be good, because they only have to lose one more game and they will not be making it to playoffs, so they need to step it up. So hopefully Nani can help them out. That is everything for this week's episode, you guys, and I will see you next time.